What's up, YouTube Yard? This is your boy Mouse, Westside Yard Locals. I wrote this cat Dubs one day. I sent him a little comment. You know, I would be fucking with these PCs, but I didn't know he was a PC back then. He had mentioned something about some dude Kenny Costa that he was. I was in the shoe, and he was my neighbor in the shoe and shit. We shared a vent, but that was it. Fucking, I ain't know S and Y, none of that bullshit. You know what I mean? This cat though, I sent him a respectable message, and he responded and shit, like made a whole video about what I said, and I had mentioned that he had said he was on the yard with this Kenny Costa. Well, Kenny Costa, you know, he's from the other faction, you know, for the whites, and one of their ex dropout big dogs for them. And anyways, the thing is, this cat, he said he's on the yard with them. He didn't say the year at the time, so I didn't know it was 95, whatever. But they want to kill this cat, like they want to unalive this guy. And well, we'll just say that he's not a good standing. So when this Dub said he was on the yard with them, I was like, oh, were you on the S and Y yard? You must be giving it up right now. You know what I mean? The truth. And so he did a whole video on that. It was in 95, whatever, and it's not like that. And I was like, but the shit he was saying didn't add up. You know what I mean? Don't add up. In the end, he had an S and Y though. So he was wrong anyways. I might have made a mistake about the dates and everything he said. Well, just peep this shit out. Peep this shit out. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I just thought this is my reaction to his reaction. And I know we don't be creeping, we don't be rolling like that and shit, fucking homies and shit. But I'm in the street, so I have to make a reaction to his reaction. I can't help it, so just bear with me. All right, drip out in this shit.
Today I went through my comments, right? And so for those of you that don't know, for content creators, there's different comments. There's comments you responded to that you can pull up. There's comments
about me, by the way.
Responded to. Those just pop up naturally. And then there's those that have been held for review. I haven't looked in that thing in a long time, right?
Not lying, motherfucker.
So this morning I said, you know what? Let me click on that. And I clicked on it.
All of a sudden.
And when I clicked on it, I found this comment by someone. And I remember his name. I'm not going to say his name.
Campolero.
But he said
Mouse.
that someone that I mentioned being on the yard with me let me know that whole yard was no good, right? And he said, "Hey, I'm not tripping, I know who the dude is and this and that." And so I decided I want to make a video about that because he was not being disrespectful. He was just stating his opinion from afar, right? And so I wanna do a response, and I wanna put things in the light that they were in
his S and Y type of way.
And then everybody in the comment section can do whatever they want with it. You know how it is. So
I don't know how it is.
Let me bring it back because it all came from a video. A video I did about a wood named Jimmy, right?
He said, bring it back like broke back? Oh, wait, let's get back into it.
Jimmy was a good dude, man. All the way around. My thought of Jimmy has never changed. When I had first entered the CDC, I didn't care about having a television in my cell. I cared about music. Wow. And I've always been that way. I like music more than I like movies and TV shows and all that, right? So when I had entered the CDC, that was back when our families could send us a TV. Our families could send us packages. We didn't have to go through all these vendors that you have to go through now. That came later, right?
And obviously I'm not a content creator. That's why I don't got the whole setup. I got this little TV in the background. You know what I mean? So, like I said, bear with me.
And I had my music. I had my cassette player, my cassettes. And homies would tell me, "Hey, Holmes, you should really get a TV, eh?" I was like, "Man, I don't give a damn about a TV. I don't care about it. I don't even watch TV." And they were like, "When you get to the shoe, you're not gonna have shit in that cell, and you're gonna be like, damn, I need a TV, and good luck on getting one, right?
Blah blah blah. Hold on.
But one day,
All right.
there was a Wood OG. This dude came from Old Folsom when they switched Old Folsom to a lower level, and they brought people to New Folsom. He had come during that. He was there before me. Had done a lot of work. Like a few of us, we knew exactly who Jimmy was and what he had done for the legends, for the Whites, right? Well, one day, my cell was next to the shower. He comes by and he's like, "Hey, what's up, bro? This and that." And I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Jimmy?" And he goes, "Hey, wait a minute." He goes, "Hey, where's your TV?" And my Sally and I knew he should, have his own dope all the time. And
all right, better.
Something happened where he
White boy
didn't have any dope, and he bought some dope off of somebody.
He's supposed to be a Southsider.
Didn't pay when he was supposed to pay.
Whatever, homie.
And so
he's talking about white boys.
Now, my camarada, somebody I was close to at the time, was the one that was going to have to hit him because he's the one that put the dope in Jimmy's hand. Being my camarada, when I find out, I said, "Hey, I'm going with you, eh?" I said, "We're going to do this together." And the homie didn't have a life sentence. So I let him know, like, "Hey, Holmes, look, since this fall on you," I said, we're gonna smoke this dude, Holmes." And we hatched the scheme, and I'm not gonna, that's a whole nother video. You should, have his own dope all the time, and
oh shit.
Something happened where he didn't have any dope, and he bought some dope off of somebody and didn't pay when he was supposed to pay, and so Jimmy had to get hit. Now, my camarada, somebody,
mind you, it's a white boy, so it's a white boy. We're not white boys. We're South. We're homies. So we what does it mean? What the fuck? Jimmy gotta get hit. Jimmy gotta get hit. All right.
I was close to at the time was the one that was gonna have to hit him because he's the one that put the dope in Jimmy's hand.
That's his boy C, Chunky, who's also no good. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
Being my camarada, when I find out, I said, "Hey, I'm going with you, eh?" I said, "We're gonna do this together." And the homie didn't have a life sentence, so
watch.
I let him know, like, "Hey, Holmes, look, since this fall on you," I said, we're gonna smoke this dude, Holmes.
Smoke him.
And we hatched this
like
scheme.
A pookie smoke?
That's a whole nother video. I tried to find it so I could pin it up here for you guys. I couldn't find it.
Look, he's talking about unaliving a white boy for owing a drug debt. Not even a big debt, just a little debt. And the cat, I don't know who he is that they're getting it from, and then his little S&Y homie, Chunky, whatever, he's the middleman. And then since Chunk is his boy, he's talking about we're gonna go smoke that. We're gonna unalive him. They're gonna unalive a Wood for owing a debt, but that's not how it works. It don't work like that. You're talking about a whole fucking full-scale riot. You know what I mean? You don't. They got to get at their faction. Let them. I'm not even get into it. I'm just saying it's not done like that. So all by themselves, without the approval of anybody, this cat, S&Y cat right here, and his Chunky S&Y homie, they're gonna go unalive a Wood for owning a drug debt. Like on the grounds of based on who? Based on what? It don't work like that. That's a bigger deal. It's a lot bigger deal. Their own will take care of their own, like we'll take care of our own before that would happen. So that's where it starts. The story gets a little shaky. You know what I mean? This motherfucker, he I don't know. He just tells people what sounds good or what they want to hear, but not what it was. And this story, it's already got fucking holes in it all over. Watch.
Yeah. But Jimmy had more time in than me and the homie that were going to move on him.
So what?
Jimmy had done a whole lot more dirt than me and the homie.
Jimmy probably not an S&Y.
So as slick as we thought we are, or we were, Jimmy knew that he owed money, and Jimmy was watching. Jimmy figured out it was going to be that dude and me. Right? Jimmy knew that he owed money, and Jimmy was watching. Jimmy figured out it was going to be that dude and me, right? And the yard we were supposed to hit him on, it was first yard.
So he never hit nobody. He never hit nobody.
At yard recall, I was like, "Hey Jimmy, come here real quick."
Flashing.
And because it was the homie's hotline,
held someone's legs.
He was supposed to kick it off, and then we get him. And I remember calling Jimmy, and the look in Jimmy's eyes, like he felt betrayed. And there were some people that made comments, you know, like, "Damn, how could you do Jimmy like that?" You guys got to understand, prison is prison.
Yeah, they don't run like that.
I had love for Jimmy. I appreciated Jimmy for what he did, right?
Well, that's another world. He had so much love for him that he was the first one to stand up and say, "I'm gonna unalive him for over a little drug debt, not even a lot. I'm gonna unalive him. We got to take his wind." But I had love for Jimmy. Fucking shut the front door already. You know what I'm saying?
The person that can get close to you is gonna be the one that does you in, right?
Fake.
And
wow.
The homie didn't kick it off, and I was like, so I followed him. We followed him through the rotunda, and a group of whites surrounded him, and there was probably like 5 of them that got around him, and
circle around him.
So I look at the homie, and I'm like, "Fool, that was the shot right there. What the fuck?" He's like, "No, we're gonna get him next yard. Come on, next yard."
How many fucking yards on this level 4 do they have? The fuck? They go morning yard, night yard, second yard, first yard? Man, these guys got a lot of freedom over there. But maybe they do. I was never where he was at. Well, excuse me. I was in the Bay. I was in Corcoran and Pelican Bay Shoe, High Desert. But this guy.
Back then, it used to be easy to get out to the yard. New Folsom didn't.
It ain't never been easy for me.
Before the '96 riot, before they started like monitoring how many people are on the yard. No, this back then in New Folsom. You would be on the yard, and there'd be 6, 7, 800 dudes on the yard packed. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, one of the whites that went over to protect and escort Jimmy was an individual by the name of Kenny Costa. And that's what this video's about.
Fuck, it took you long enough, bro.
Kenny Costa, at one point, was a legend for the whites. This dude's name... He was known for violence, of course. To be one of them,
for real,
you got to do extreme acts of violence, right? And he had. And he wound up on bad terms with his people, that group.
Bad terms? Understatement, by the way.
Right. This was before I got to prison. And he went towards him, and one thing about Kenny is Kenny always wore handball gloves, the kind that come over your wrist. He had a tattoo on one of his wrists, and that tattoo is only worn by dudes that were legends for the whites, right?
Or maybe he could have just covered it up with the tattoo, but he decided he's gonna wear handball gloves. The dude's been down forever. And they had him PC'd up as a neighbor of mine in the shoe. How it worked in the shoe, when you're in the shoe, you know, I had a celly. There was a lot of cats. We had certain people in there that I'm not going to bring up, but they're from up north to our big homie, whatever. You know what I mean? They were in my pod. Monster Cody Scott was in my pod. You know what I mean? What's his name? Peabody, UBN. He was in my pod. You know what I mean? And Kenny Costa. He was a neighbor, single, by himself. We weren't by ourselves, but he was. This motherfucker knows this. He knows how it works. I mean, if they got you slammed down, they got you slammed down. If they got you with the celly, they got you with the celly. You know what I mean? That's how it works. This guy talking about, well, if you're in the pod with them, then maybe you're no good. Well, I didn't say that about him. First of all, fuck him. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Second of all, I said, if you're on the yard together, because I didn't imagine at the time they would ever let that dude out, because he was a wanted man, or is, or was, or however. I don't know if he's alive or not, but anymore. But I started hearing about the SNY yards and shit, so I figured that it must be an SNY yard. I didn't know the years he was talking about, or if the story's even true. I just know that, so I figured if he was with this cat on a yard, it must have been an SNY yard. I didn't know that, well, according to him, that it was just regular Folsom when it was good. You know what I mean? Well, they do let, from time to time, people out. You know what I mean? They'll let some PC motherfuckers throw them out for whatever reason, put them on them regular GP, and then, you know, then they get, what happens, happens. You know what I mean? But the way this guy says it, like, he was a sleeper. Shut the fuck up, dog. You know what I mean? That don't, nah. But anyways, watch.
And he always kept those gloves on in order to keep it covered, right?
Yeah, or he just got a tattoo, but he didn't do it.
Well, the guy in the comments said...
I'm the guy in the comments.
Costa was on that yard. Everybody on the yard was no good.
I didn't say that, motherfucker. I didn't say that. I didn't say you dumb fuck. But anyways, I'm going to calm down. We're not cell soldiers. But like I said, I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm not in there, so it's different. But I never said, so everybody's bad. No, I didn't say that. I just figured that if that cat was on a yard and I started hearing about SNY, then maybe it was an SNY yard, which meant everybody was bad. If it's an SNY yard. So I just told him, like, come on, man, you know you're on one of them yards. Stop lying to people. That's all I said, but in a respectable way. But then he came out with this version being plain stupid and shit. Watch.
Rips were no good. The Comies were no good.
Idiot.
The Bloods were no good. The
Idiot.
Whites were no good.
You no good, fool. You are no good. And when they talk about that, I put my name out there. I put my face on my fucking YouTube. I have nothing to hide.
Idiot. The Southerners were no good.
Shut
the Bulldogs were no good. And the Northerners, because there were Northerners on the yard at that time too.
Keep everybody's name out your mouth, punk. Anyways, go on.
Imagine that a dude lands on the yard, and because that dude from a different faction than the one you run with, because he's on the yard, that automatically made the whole facility a no good facility.
Nobody. That's the whole facility. Nobody said that, you fucking retard.
In what world is that true? In what?
No world. It's maybe your world, dummy. No one said that, idiot. You can read my comments on one of those damn. I don't know. It's in one of them. The one he's talking about, but that's another.
Prison world, is that true?
Idiot.
Now,
what the fuck?
When it came to Kenny Costa,
shut the fuck up.
As I've said in a lot of videos, when I was in YA, when I went to YA,
there we go. There we go.
I always gravitated towards the older homies. The homies that had 3, 4, 5, 6 years in.
Oh, the homies that were already going home, so you don't have to worry about danger?
When I went to the joint, I did the same thing.
Shut the fuck up.
And I was always privy to a lot of stuff, so I knew who Kenny Costa was.
No, you did not.
And I knew.
You're a liar, fool.
More than one occasion.
You know shit. How would you know?
The leadership of the Southerners.
I knew because he was a neighbor in Pelic Bay Shoe. He was my neighbor. We had a shared event. I knew. How the fuck he gonna know? He knows all the legends or whatever he calls them for every faction? Fucking liar.
Approached
well, obviously he knows them now because he was on a yard with them, but he said, like, you know, I knew who he was. He was fucking, his name ain't floating around the system like, hey, did you hear about? Nah. But idiot. Anyways, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I take that back. He's sorry. I apologize. But let me get back to it.
What's up with this cat, man? And every time the whites said the same thing. He's a sleeper.
A sleeper. What the fuck is a sleeper?
What you guys are hearing about him, that's not accurate. Like, he's a sleeper. He's out here waiting on somebody. That was the story, right?
Once again, that's the whites. What the fuck does that got to do with us? You know what I mean? So why is he so involved with this cat? He said, oh, I went over there and we what we did was we were like, hey, what's up with that guy? We know that he ain't no good. Oh, no, he's a sleeper. He was wanted. I'm talking about, I can't even explain how bad they wanted this cat. And that Kenny Costa do, and not bad standings is an understatement. So my shout out to all the other factions, to all the big homies, all of the above. You know, my respect was to all of you, and everybody else. You know what I mean? But this dummy, I don't know. Sometimes some things just need to be. It's a reaction on his reaction. So my bad. Let me get back into it.
Did we believe it? No.
All of a sudden.
Was it a Southerner? No.
Oh, then what the?
Did he eventually wind up getting whacked off the yard?
Of course he did.
By a skinhead.
By a
that
skinhead.
homie had whacked. He passed himself up.
You hear that? Kenny Costa got whacked by a skinhead that just got whacked by a homie, a Southsider. So a Southsider stabbed a skinhead. The skinhead goes back inside, patches himself up, and then comes back out, but he hits Kenny Costa, a white dude. That don't make no sense. Watch.
And he hit Kenny. But it was just strange to me.
No,
to
that's
hear
strange.
Somebody
That
really
strange,
say, no.
Watch this shit.
Did he eventually wind up getting whacked off the yard?
All of a sudden.
By a skinhead that a homie had whacked. He passed himself up and he hit Kenny.
What the fuck?
But it was just strange to me.
Once again, a skinhead gets whacked on the yard from a homie, Southsider, goes, patches himself up, comes back out, and then hits Kenny, another white dude. But so a white dude gets hit by a essay and patches himself up and comes out and hits the white dude. That what the fuck?
To hear somebody really say that if somebody from any faction,
I never said that.
lands on a yard, and mind you,
I never said that, dummy.
this is 1995. Beef
I didn't know that either, but either way.
facility in New Folsom. You know, I saw in the comments somebody said beef facility now is nothing but J-Cats, just like you, Dubs.
You a J-Cat. He was right.
I'm a J-Cat? Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Beef facility was a gangster yard in 95, 96.
Then you weren't on
97, 90. Like, you can keep counting the years.
Did you get caught with like 3 fierros, three fucking shanks 3 times? What the fuck? 3 different times? But I think you're dropping kites on yourself, bro.
Right.
Who the fuck gets caught with 3 fierros and gets away with it like that? That's love right there. Or it wasn't like just wasn't meant to be. You're an S&Y, and it's a fact. You debrief. We all know. Everybody knows. But let's go on with this.
There were some co-killers on beef
and you weren't one of them.
Facility at that time. And as far as the Southerners, every other faction would have to speak for themselves. 95. New Folsom beef facility. There are guys that have put in
oh my god
massive amount of
excuse
work.
me a second.
That actually
Oh my god.
When the war kicked off in
oh my god.
Calipatria, a lot
Shut
of the
up.
woods that were there and the skins that were there,
Shut
legendary individuals
Dumb.
that were legends for the whites. Big Birdie wasn't white.
All right.
Or in the same block with you in 93, how didn't you hold that same
That's what I want.
shoe with Kenny in 93?
This is it. Listen to
It's
this.
just a trip because the
right
person that made the comment said
That's
that
me.
he knew Kenny and was in the shoe with Kenny
Yep.
in 93.
He's my neighbor.
So by the same logic, if he was in the same pod with you
By the same logic.
or in the same block with you in 93, how didn't you hold that same standard you held to me in my video to yourself and everybody there?
It's easy. I said that was an S&Y yard, and this is a shoe. This is Pelican Bay shoe, C facility, C4 to be exact. I was in C4 and D7 for another one. It doesn't matter. Look.
This is the thing that I trip out about people.
Once again.
And again, I'm not trying to be, it was in the same pod with you.
Yeah, right.
Or in the same, and it's just a trip because the person that made the comment said that he knew Kenny and was in the the shoe with Kenny
So
in
what?
'93.
Don't mean shit.
So
You
by
slam
the
down.
same logic, if he was in the same pod with you, or in the same block with you in '93, how did you hold that same standard you held to me in my video to yourself and everybody there? This is the thing that I trip out about people. And again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful because I wasn't being disrespectful,
I wasn't,
but
I'm not.
I trip out on how people pick and choose.
Yeah, fuck you.
In that scenario, let's apply it that way. But in this scenario, no, we're not going to do that.
Nah.
If you're saying that if a person can land where you are and their status is shit, that makes everybody their shit.
I never said that. He dumb as a motherfucking box of rocks. I never said that. But that's how he took it. I just said, never mind. I'm not even going to even sit there and try and defend myself. I am making a reaction, though, and this motherfucker's an idiot.
That's pretty wild and crazy.
You're wild and crazy, not.
But I wanted to make a video and put it out
So did
there.
I.
I'm interested in the comments to see what people who have actually done time, how they think about it, what they feel about it.
That's it. I want to do the same thing. I'm reacting to his bitch ass. And excuse me, I'm actually, let me rephrase that. I'm reacting to this guy right here who lies and is S&Y. In the end, he's still an S&Y, straight up. And that's not a rumor. It's for real, 100%. But he said he wants to see what people have to say about this in the comments or whatever. Why? I read the comments and I addressed them too, to the people who made comments, and we came to an understanding. So, but this guy, yeah, well, he wants to know a reaction to this or what people think. Well, I'm telling you what I think, and I hope all your people watch this and they could see that I don't care if they follow you or not. You know, shout out to you guys. I don't care, whatever. You know what I mean? It's not about you that or trolls. I don't really give a fuck. I'm reacting to his video. And anybody who's got like much love, respect to, you know, anybody and everybody who's got it coming. And if you don't, then you don't. You know what I mean? But until then, I'm going to cut it short. I'm out. And like I said, dale guys, homies, tonight is definitely a late night. All right, I'm out. Peace. Oh, how do I pause this shit?